Hello, my YouTube family. How are you guys doing? I hope and I trust that you're doing great. And I am doing good myself. So, welcome to another interesting video. And if you're watching this for the very first time, my name is Betty or Betty AZ. Yeah. And welcome to my channel. Welcome on board. If you haven't subscribed, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also to like this video. And you can click on the notification bell so that you'll be notified when I upload a new video. Okay, that is very important to remember. Subscribe, like, and share, and yeah. So guys, today I'm doing this video at night. It's so if you I always tell you guys, if you can tell I look tired or something, just know that it's going to 11 p.m. Arizona time. So I'm sure somewhere in another part of the world, some people are getting up, getting ready for work. So good morning to you. If you're getting up in the morning, it's morning where you are. Good morning. If it's night, good night. Anyway, so today, I want to talk about something that goes on in not just in the US, but goes on in these countries, like far away from home. So, I don't know how to put it, but I'll put it this way. So, what happens is when we leave our countries, like me, when I left Kenya, I was coming to a brand new country, and we all travel to these new countries not knowing what to expect, not knowing what to find there. You're going to a brand new country and you have all these hopes and dreams. And some people, they don't have those hopes and dreams, like some people, they just go for the sake because maybe they are forced by their parents to go. Because you know what, I've heard of cases where some people they don't want to travel, but their parents want them to travel. Like they don't want to come to the US. I've met some people, they're like, oh, you know what, I didn't even want to come to this country. My parents made me come to this country. So what I can say is everybody is different and everybody has a reason why they traveled. They travel to a different country. We all have different hopes and dreams and goals and everything, so one thing I can tell you is some people, unfortunately, they come here and then things don't work out for them because of the bad choices they made. And it is sad. I don't know if to call them bad choices, but some people, they come to this country and let me talk about like diaspora, yeah, because diaspora in like far away from home. And some people travel, they go to diaspora, and then they make bad choices, and then the consequences are, so bad. They either get deported or they either have to be shipped like as a cargo back home or because of the bad choices. And I'm not talking about like when you die in a country like this, then you have to be taken back home because of natural death. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about some people, they kind of get in ways that they lead them, the consequences and the results lead them to death, and today I want to be talking about those things. And it is very, very sad because sometimes things happen, unfortunately, things happen, unfortunately, but sometimes some people, they just choose not to listen. Even if they have people talking to them, they just choose not to listen. They ignore when people are talking to them like, hey, like, please watch out. The way you are going, you're not gonna end up good, because I've heard of stories like that where, like, let's say the young people, they come here, they choose bad ways, they go into drugs, or they go into alcohol, or they go into crazy things, partying every day, drinking and driving, and then they have other people, maybe from their countries, talk to them and say, hey, please, watch out, please, you have to be careful. The ways that you're going, you're not going to end up good. And then they choose not to listen. And then those bad choices, they made them get into even more trouble, or they made them, get deported, or they make them get, like, even die. It is so sad. And one thing I want to mention is alcohol. A bad choice, like, and I'm not talking about like the like drinking occasionally, like once in a while or whatever. If you want to, I don't want people who drink to think, oh, Betty, you're talking about like alcohol will make you I'm not talking about, if you're disciplined, you can have fun and drink whatever makes you happy. But some people, they don't have self-discipline and they get into this alcohol. We all know that in these countries, they don't mess around with drinking and driving. So if you are a young person, you come here, or not even just young people, we have seen even older people. You come here, you choose alcohol to be like drinking, not even thinking about, first of all, before even that alcohol getting you there. If you drink, you are not even able to go to work. Yeah, you drink, you miss your work, then you get fired, then you're not even able to perform, then you end up like you're not even able to raise enough money to pay your bills, then you get kicked out, then you become homeless because of your becoming an alcoholic. Then you have people talking to you, please stop drinking, then you don't even listen because you choose not to. So one thing I know about this American government is they don't play around with drinking and driving. If you go, behind the wheel, you decide, oh, you know what, I'm young, I have partied all night, and let me go get behind the wheel. You get a DUI. Even if you have that green card, you can end up being deported to your country, or you end up in jail. These are the things people need to be very, very careful, not just in the US, but any part of the world. You can, if you don't end up in jail or get deported, then what will be the results? When I was young, I was taught that what you get, the kind of, I don't know how to put it in English, but in my language, if I can translate it, I can say, let me say it in my language. Mshahara wa mehia negeku. Like, mshahara wa dhambi ni kifo. Like, what I'm trying to say is, the kind of pay, the results of those bad choices will either end up, you end up like in death, or I don't know. Woo, by English again. But one thing I can tell you guys, I have seen a lot of people that they chose alcohol. And I'm not talking about that drinking like on a Saturday afternoon. They chose that way, and they drink, they party, they drink, they party. They don't even go to work. And others, they get peer pressure. They get into this kind of groups. They choose not to even, you forget about your life, you forget about your families back home, you forget about anything, but you choose to party, you choose to get into crazy things. And those things, if you don't go to jail, if you don't get deported, then you end up 6 feet under because of the bad choices. So there's very bad consequences. And then another thing is, some people, they come here, they start looking for drugs and they start using. If you come to this country and you choose to use just because you are able to, I don't know how they get them, but what I always know is, if you're looking for something, you will find it. So if you come to this country and you decide, okay, now, you know what, I'm going to be using, and I'm going to look, you get into this company of people who use. Trust me, they will introduce you to it, and then you go into it because your friends introduced you to it. So what I want to advise you, my people, I am not an advisor. I'm not even a counselor or a teacher. But what I can say is, if you come and you meet people in this country, if you can always tell, and that is why I always say it's very important to always pray to God to guide you. You can always tell that, oh my goodness, this kind of people, these are not the kind of friends I'm looking for. You can tell, oh my God, these people, these friends, they are using. I don't want to use. I don't want to be in a company of people who are drinking every single day. I don't want to be in a company of people who are using, because you will end up using as well. Then you end up overdosing. You end up like losing your mind, going on crazy. We have seen all those things happening. And let me tell you guys, people always say, oh, abroad in diaspora, there is no life. Who told you there is no life? There is life. There is all kind of happiness. If you want all kind of craziness, you will find it. If you want kind of happiness, you will find it. If you want all kind of partying, you will find it. If you want all kind of anything and everything you're looking for in this country, you will find it. So don't ever have that mind of, oh my God, diaspora people are so oh, my t-shirt is chained right here. Diaspora people are so lonely. Diaspora, there is no life. Diaspora, yeah, like, oh, you go to the US, people are so lonely. No, it's the people you know, because they have chosen to live that way. So a lot of people, when they come here, they choose to, everybody choose the way they want to live their life. If you want to come to the US and waste your life completely, yes, you will. And guess what? People will just be watching. People will be watching you going down the drain. And they will talk. They will say, oh my God, he came here, he wasted his life. He came here, he started using. He came here. The people will start telling stories when it's already too late. And then there's another set of friends. They will see that you are going into a drain, a drainage, but they will not say anything. They won't even tell you. They will not even, caution you and say, oh, by the way, be careful, because where you're going, some people will just, they'll be quiet. They'll be just talking behind your back. So it is very important to be aware, or to be woke. When you come here, just be aware. Just be awake. Just pray to God to guide you, because in this country, let me tell you, not just the US, that is why I'm using diaspora. In diaspora, it is very easy to lose your focus, and then you get into crazy ways, and then before you know it, you are in JKIA. Yeah, like I'm using Kenya because I'm from Kenya. Before you know it, you're in your country. You have been deported back to your country with nothing. Can you imagine spending staying here for like 15 or 20 years, spending 15, 20 years, 10 years in the US or in another country or UK, whatever. You spend so many years in that country, and then one day you'll be deported back to your country with no green card, with just the clothes you have on your body. Nothing else. It is a shame. A lot of people, what happens is they go home, they start having a lot of anger issues, they start getting frustrated because they cannot even fit back home. They cannot even get along with the friends they left, because believe it or not, let me tell you guys, once you travel, you go to a different, like for me, like now, I'm in this country for many years. If I go back, my friends where I left them, they are no longer there. They have moved on. They have their families. They have a lot of things. So the kind of friends you left 20 years ago, you're not gonna find them on the same spot. They have moved on. They have moved on. And believe it or not, that kind of bond you had 20 years ago will not be there. So you realize a lot of people, when they screw up or when they mess up their life in the US or in diaspora, and then they are deported, they go home and they become very frustrated. They become like So they don't even know who they are anymore because they cannot fit. Guess what? A lot of people, when they see you like that, they start asking you question. Oh, aren't you, how you've been in the US for so many years? They have a lot of expectations of you. And then they're talking, oh my goodness, he came back with nothing. He got deported. Guess what? He came back here after 15 years. Oh, have you heard? Like, I know a lot of people, they, have you heard so and so? I remember there's somebody I know, they got deported after so many years in the US, and then they go home and everybody was like, oh my God, oh, this person has been deported after so many years with nothing. And then that person ended up living in the slums. They imagine after so many years in the US, that person was deported back home because of their bad choices, and then they ended up living in this. I don't even know how they ended up after that. I don't know if maybe I don't know what happened after that. I never followed up, but I have heard, and I'm sure you've heard a lot of cases like that. People coming to these countries with a lot of opportunities. And I'm not saying America is heaven, and I'm not saying UK is heaven. I am just saying, when you go to these foreign countries, just know what has taken you there. Just know just know what you want with your life. Stay focused. Don't ever lose your focus. You have to know what you want. Just know the kind of choices you're making. It is very easy. It is very easy to like mess up your life completely. And let me tell you guys, in this country, like here in the US, if you don't work, you miss one paycheck, you will be you can become homeless very quickly. Very quickly. You can end up on the streets. And or if you choose drugs, you will end up on the streets, homeless. If you choose alcohol, you will end up, or you can even end up to jail. But it's not just the US, all countries. The choices you make with your life, the choices. And the reason I'm saying it's not just the US. It's in the US or in diaspora, it's a shame because you can be deported. What about if you're in your own country? You become a problem to your own family as well. Yeah, you have chosen to be drinking every day, or to be using, or you have chosen to be doing a lot of, you become a thief. You are stealing from even here in the US, you steal 1-2 times and you'll find your green card cancelled, or you find yourself deported because of like all the time you're going to try stealing things here and there. You go to the store, you go to Walmart, you want to shoplift. You go to everywhere you want to steal. You try, and then you find yourself quickly back in your country. So, what I want to tell you is, if you're doing these things, not just in diaspora, even back home, if you make those bad choices, you become a burden to your own family. You become a shame, and you become like, I don't know what to call it. It is so sad to see somebody that God gave them an opportunity. Do you realize, sometimes I say, do these people realize how many people are looking for green card? They play the green card lottery every year. They don't win. Do these people realize that there are so many people who wish they could have the opportunity they have, but they don't realize? Because let me tell you guys, it is a blessing even to come to go to, to come here to the US. For me, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be able to travel, not just the US, but to be able to travel to a different country, to travel the world, to see the world. It's a blessing. Even to go to Dubai, even to go to that country, other than your country, it's a blessing. So don't waste that opportunity. And I hope this video helps like a young person out there who is planning to travel. When you go to those countries, nobody is gonna follow you around. By the way, let me tell you, this country, one thing is, you can get into trouble on your own, and people won't even tell what you're up to, because here people don't keep not unless you have friends that you call each other all the time. But if you come to this country and you decide to be a very private person, nobody's gonna be like following you around. No, here, like for like, you know what, today I was talking to my friend and I was like, oh my god, you are 10 minutes away from me, and we've been like, we haven't seen each other for months, for almost a year. So if I choose to have a like bad choices and bad friends and crazy, nobody will know. Nobody will know. Here, people don't mind your business. People mind their own business because they have their, and that is the best business to mind. You know, like people have a lot of things to worry about their lives. They don't care about what you're doing. People won't worry about you if you choose to stay away from people, and if you choose to be very private and stay away from everybody. Nobody is gonna chase you around. You will only worry your family, but you won't worry the community, because the community won't come knocking at your door looking for you if you choose to stay away from people. And so for me, what I can say is people need to be very, very careful when they come to these countries, because you make 1-2 mistakes and you are either taken back home, either as alive or deported, or as a cargo, which we don't want, and we refuse that in Jesus' name. But it happens. It is sad. The bad choices. Another thing is, if you come to this country and you think, oh my goodness, oh, I have a bad behavior in me, so I'm gonna be like raping people. You try and you come to this country and try to start, like kushika kubaka watu, rape. You try rape in this country. Oh my God, that is another thing. Another thing is, if you come to this country and you think, oh, I was battling my wife back in Kenya or back in Uganda or back in South Africa, so when we get to US, I will beat you up. You tell your wife that, and then you come to this country, you are blowing your wife like a drum. Or you're beating your husband like a drum. You come here, domestic violence is also not tolerated here. You cannot do those crazy things when you come to this country. And I'm not saying they are allowed in Africa. They are not even allowed. But you know, some things in Africa, some people, they get away with them. Good for you if sometimes some people get away with those things. But here, you can't get away with those things. You come to this country and you think, oh, you know what? I have chosen not to work because I'll be doing all these crazy things around. Oh, who will keep you? Who will pay your rent? You know, this country is not where you'll just jump on a bus and run to your mother's house and stay there, or your father's house. No. Here, if you decide you're not going to work, then you will see what will happen to your life. I always say this, and I had talked on my Kikuyu channel. By the way, guys, if you haven't checked my Kikuyu channel, it's called Betty's Family. What I said in that channel is, you'd rather get lost in this work. Yeah? You get lost working. You know, I always talk about working 2 to 3 jobs, and sometimes I get in trouble for saying that, because it is the reality. A lot of people here work like crazy. A lot of people, and I will even say that louder, a lot of people in diaspora, a lot, like the bigger percentage, people work. And not just the foreigners, even the Americans, people who are born and raised here, people work. This is the country where people work Mondays, they are working Monday to Sunday. Like it's not like sometime back home, a lot of companies, people work Monday through Friday, and weekends people just chill. Not all the companies are open in the weekend. Here, everywhere is not everywhere, but most of the jobs, they work 7 days a week. Like it's open 24/7. So people work, a majority of the people, and I will say again, not just the Africans, not just the foreigners that work here. People work hard. People work so hard. So I always say, you'd rather get lost in those jobs, working 2 to 3 jobs like Betty here, because even this YouTube is my 4th job, working 2, 3, 4 jobs, just work. We'll as a community will say, oh, you know what, Betty is always working. Betty is always working. We'd rather know that you got lost in those jobs, making your money, because you have the opportunities you want to grab. But also, there is a danger in that. There is another danger in that. Okay, I always tell people, you know what, it's good to work, it's good to work hard, it's good to work. Even if you want to work 5 jobs, who cares? It's good work. If you have those free hours, work. If you're not making so much money to work one job, move on to another job. You know, it just depends with how much are you making. If you're on a minimum wage, I'm not going to lie to you that you're going to be working one job and then you'll be very happy with that money, because it's going to go on to your bills, and that's it. If you're on a minimum wage, you'll have to work another job, you know. So what I'll say is, work hard. Then it's better to get lost in those jobs than getting lost in some other crazy stuff out there. Don't get lost in drugs or alcohol or stuff like that. Okay, another thing I want to say. There's a and I was gonna talk about that. Then I anyway, there's a danger in working like 24/7. So remember this. Even if you come to the US or you're already in the US, be very careful when you're working so many jobs, so many hours, because there's something called fatigue. If that fatigue hits you, you know, I had a story of somebody who died in a train. They were holding their paychecks. They were so tired. They died out of fatigue, holding their paychecks and their checks and their money and everything in that bag. They died because they were so exhausted, never sleeping, never working 24/7. And you're like, oh my God. Because you know what, guys, here, as I said, companies are open. Some companies, they're open 24/7, some. So if you decide, oh, you know what, I'll be working this job 12 hours and then go to another job 12 hours, you can. Nobody's going to say something. But by the end of the week, you are so exhausted. Like for me, there's a time I was working 2 full-time jobs and a part-time. I can tell you, I was getting so tired working 40 hours. And how I was doing that, because I you know, we have a lot of doubting Thomas. I was doing that, and I don't know why I was doing that, by the way. How I was doing that, I was working one job 6 to 2, and the other job I was working 3 to 11. So from 3 o'clock to 11 p.m. Then come back, sleep for a few hours, then go back 6 to 2, 3 to 11, 6 to 2 for 5 days. And on my 2 days off, I had a part-time job. Yeah? Guys, believe it or not, that time I was always so tired. My face was breaking out. I was getting extremely tired. Like I was just a walking dead, like a zombie. I was like, oh my God, I am so but I kept drinking coffee and Red Bull and everything, because sometimes I was so you know, you could feel the tired. Even sometimes you're like, I was getting so sleepy, even walking sleepy. And I don't even know why I was walking like that, by the way. But one time I just decided to stop. I decided to stop working so many hours, and I said, you know what? I love my life. So that is what I want to tell you guys. If you're in the US or in your diaspora, don't become a slave. Money is not going to go anywhere. Work the hours that you can handle. Okay? Don't say Betty told you to work 2 to 3 jobs. No. Work only the hours you can handle, because you don't want to be so fatigued. No time for yourself. You cannot even go to a restaurant and sit down and eat. You don't have a day off. If some people, they don't want to take a day off, sit at home and rest. Some people have to be forced by the management to rest because they want to work. Okay, you know what? There's one thing. In this country, there are some very easy. Some of the jobs are very easy. They are not manual. You don't get tired of anything. So you feel like you want to keep going. But the thing is, you can work a job that you can work 12 hours a day or 16 hours a day. And then you have enough time to sleep. If you're having time to sleep like 8 hours, then you're good. But the problem with me, the problem I get is, for me, if I don't get enough sleep, oh my God, I cannot function, you know? So I want to tell the people that even if I'm saying it's better to get lost in those jobs, please love yourself also. Love yourself. Think about your sleep. Think about yourself. Think about you. Don't overwork yourself like crazy then because Betty said so. Yeah. Anyway, I hope this video helps someone out there. And I hope this video educates somebody just to know that you can come to the US and you make bad choices, and then those bad choices will kill all your dreams, will kill your family dreams. Because like us Africans, when you come here, even our families, they're happy because they know, oh, she's gone to the US, she's gonna help us, you know? You kill your dreams, you kill your family dreams, and you kill your kids, your children's, everybody. It's sad. It's sad. Bad choices, and they will end you up in trouble, or they end you up in the grave. It is very, very, very sad. Another thing is, people, and I'm gonna wind up this video in a minute. People need, when they come to these countries, take care of your debts. Don't get into debts, and you're not even paying them. Don't get into, you have debts everywhere. Take care of your business, take care of your things. Don't get into debts. Don't get into crazy credit cards that you can't even handle. Then you end up in depression because you owe so much. Then you end up in depression because you don't even have friends. Then you end up in depression because you don't have anybody to talk to. Then you end up like you owe so much that you can't even pay. Guys, these are the things that we have to be very careful. And I have seen a lot of people, they end up like somebody owing like 50,000 credit card. They owe this. They can't even, they are paying so much out there that they can't even pay their own rent. Some people, they choose to not to pay child support. They think they can run away with it. And then they get up in a bad mess. Because you got yourself, you have baby mamas out there, like 4 or 5 baby mamas or 2, 3 baby mamas. You owe child support left, right, and center. You don't pay none of the child support. Then the government will catch you. And then the government start dealing with you. Then you're in trouble. Then you decide, oh, I'm going to play a game with IRS. I will not be filing my taxes. Then you mess everything up because you think you're playing with IRS. In this country, don't play with child support and IRS. Don't play with those things because you're going to end up, and especially IRS, oh my God. Yeah, child support, IRS, those are not the people to play with. So when you come to this country, take care of your business. Take care of your business. Because you don't want to think, oh, you know what? I can owe this and I won't pay. I will owe this, I won't pay. I'll go to T-Mobile, I'll never pay. You mess up your credit. You mess up everything. Okay, you know what? Sometime, you can have, you can mess your credit not because you wanted to, but the circumstances, they make you mess your credit. So I'm not saying that messing your credit is like something that doesn't happen. It happens, and some people, they mess their credit not because they wanted to, including myself. If I mess my credit, sometimes some things can lead to messing your credit, but there's always a chance of fixing it. Try to fix it. If it mess, just try to fix it. Try to fix things before they get worse. Because this country, if you get thrown out by your landlord, if you get kicked out and then you end up on the street, who is going to help you to take care? If you get a felony, who is going to help you? If you get this, you get into problems, then nobody is going to be there to support you and help you to go back into. Okay, you'll be lucky if you have good friends. You'll be lucky if they support you to go back to your shoes, to get back on your feet. Where did I get the shoes from? To get back on your feet, yeah, they'll try to what I will. Oh my God, that tells me it's time to go to bed. It's time to go. So if you have friends, good friends, they'll maybe help you out. and they want to give you like advice. Some of them, they'll give you financial support, but let's not make things get there. Okay, guys, time to go to bed for me. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope I've touched everything I had in my head. And God bless you. Take care of yourselves. I love you, my people, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye. Oops, I'm trying to end it. Where are you? Here.